welcome back to my channel. In today's video, I'm going to be making an oversized collar dress out of this gray floral fabric. The first thing I'm doing is cutting out the bodice and the oversized collar pieces. Because this fabric has an up and down direction, I need to be strategic about the direction of the pattern when I cut it. There's a very clear horizontal line in the print, and when it's lopsided, you can tell pretty easily, so I'm making sure to pin everything down so the fabric doesn't move while I'm cutting. The collar is a little more interesting because the back will be upside down while the front will be right side up. It doesn't bother me too much, but it's something to consider when working with a directional fabric like this. For the collar facing, the direction doesn't really matter since it will be on the inside, so I'm just using whatever offcuts I have. For the sleeves, I'm doing the same thing, making sure the pattern runs up and down from the shoulder to the end of the sleeve when I cut it. For the neck facing, I also want to interface it, so I'm cutting that out as well. Because I had two separate pieces for each of the neck facing and collar pieces, I need to attach them together so they act as a single piece. The next step is interfacing. Like I've said in previous videos, interfacing helps stabilize the fabric. The collar area tends to stretch out easily, so this adds extra support in an area that gets a lot of stress on a garment. I'm joining the shoulders using French seams. For French seam, you sew the pieces wrong sides together first, then flip and press them, and sew again with right sides together. This encloses all the raw edges inside the seam. For this project, I'm doing almost all the seams as French seams, so there are no raw or serged edges showing on the inside. Everything is fully enclosed. Now that the front and back are connected at the shoulders, I'm attaching the neck facing to the neckline. This won't be a French seam. I'm starting with the wrong sides together though. The neck facing should have the correct side facing your skin and the interface side facing the bodice. Before adding the collar, I'm clipping the edges so the curves have more room to move. Next, I'm cutting out the keyhole detail at the neckline. This will be for the tie at the top, so I don't need a zipper. I'm eyeballing it here, it's a couple of inches long, and I made sure to test that my head can fit through. That's the most important part. I'm finishing the keyhole using bias binding made from the same fabric. I gave myself extra length on the ends to use as ties. To attach the bias binding, I place it right sides together and use the folded edge as a guide for where to sew. Then I fold it over to the other side to enclose the raw edge. I pin from the outside so that I can stitch in the ditch later, which helps camouflage the stitches. I also continue stitching along the bias tape to form the ties. Now I'm working on the ruffles for the collar. I'm using leftover fabric and cutting strips about 2 to 3 inches wide. If you cut along the grain, you can actually tear the fabric pretty easily. I attached those strips together to create one long piece. I fold that long strip in half and finish the 2 ends, since those will be visible ends on the ruffle. Then I gather it by increasing the stitch length and tension on my machine. Next, I sandwich the ruffle between the 2 collar pieces, making sure the finished edges are towards the front side of the collar. I start pinning at the center and work my way toward the front. I also make sure the finished edge of the ruffle is pointing inward, so that when it's flipped right side out, the raw edge is fully enclosed inside the collar. Once everything is in place, I stitch it down. Before flipping it right side out, I trim some of the bulk from the ruffles. Then I flip it, press it, and add a top stitch to keep everything flat and secure. Now it's time to attach the collar to the bodice. First, I attach the underside of the collar to the bodice, right sides together, and stitch it in place. Then I press it so the raw edges face away from the bodice. I fold the edge of the upper collar about 1/4 inch and use it to cover the raw edges around the neckline. You could machine stitch this, but I chose to do a ladder stitch first so I'd have more control over how it lies. After that, I give it a good press and then I add a top stitch. Next, I attach the sleeves using French seams, wrong sides together, flip, press, then sew right sides together. For sleeves attached with French seams, I like to press the seam toward the bodice and top stitch it down. For the skirt, I'm keeping things simple by using gathered rectangles. I use whatever fabric I have left, usually around a 30-inch length. I also cut out the pocket pieces. I'm attaching the pocket pieces to the skirt wrong sides together because I'm doing French seams to attach them. I'm placing them about 5 centimeters down from the waist. Then I'm flipping it, pressing it, and then sewing them right sides together. attaching the front and back skirt panels to each other, I gather them and attach them to the bodice pieces. At this point, the bodice isn't closed at the sides yet, which makes lining everything up easier later. For the waist seam, I sew wrong sides together since this is another French seam. I add a channel for elastic because I want a stretchy waistband. To measure the elastic, I wrap it around my waist and cut it so it fits snugly. How tight you make it depends on how cinched you want the waist. I thread the elastic through the channel and stitch it down to secure it. I finish the side seams with French seams again, which also closes up the sleeves. To finish the dress, I do a double fold hem on the skirt and sleeves, folding about 1/4 inch each time. With the final stitches in place, here's the finished dress. I hope you enjoyed watching me create this cute gray dress. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time.